Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good afternoon if you're on the West Coast with myself, and a little further east with Jesse, our guest today, Jurassic Jesse. Jesse, you're in the Vegas area?
I'm in Nevada. I'm in Reno, yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Reno, even closer to me,
east.
actually. You're not that far from me. What's up, man?
Oh, not much. How are you?
I'm good. We were starting to talk. I was asking how your weekend was, and I was like, oh wait, let's save that for the stream, because I kind of did some Toytube stuff this weekend. But first off, everything good with you guys? What'd you get to this weekend?
Oh man, did a little thing for my daughter's school yesterday. Ooh. That was fun. Today I took the kids ice skating.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, just kind of doing chores around the house, that type of stuff, weekend stuff, you know. But,
yeah.
We went and watched Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbuster, on Friday. So that
Can you give me a basic thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, you know what? It was a fun, entertaining sequel to Afterlife. Go watch it. You're gonna have a good time. There's a couple of nitpicks I have about it, but I mean, for what it was fun to take the kids and experience a new Ghostbuster movie. So it was fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I plan to. And you said your kids, I'm assuming they're little ice skating, but like what age, to get a sense of like because they enjoyed it. You said kids enjoy it, right?
They did. And I have gauged my kids over the years. I've introduced things. I know what's too much for them. My daughter is 10 and my son is 5.
Okay.
But my son was watching like the original Ghostbusters with like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and he loved that movie when he was like 3. He like had it on repeat. Stay Puft Ghost Marshmallow. They like the girl version. They like the new one. So like they're acclimated to Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Mind you, this new one had some creepier like visuals. Like, should we cover his eyes? Like, cover your eyes a little bit. But like once those parts like passed, like the movie was fun, and
he was good.
Yeah, it was a fun watch.
That's awesome, because I was probably 2 years older than him. I think it was, what is it, 7? Is that first grade? Yeah, I think it was about 7 when that came out, and I was good. You know, yeah, there were some creepy moments, but that's cool. I was looking at it, and it sounds like they had a good opening weekend, so I'm happy to hear it. It's a trip, man. We got Dune 2, and we got Dune and Ghostbusters in the theaters right now.
Right.
And Beetlejuice on the way, and an Aliens on the way, and another Mad Max-ish movie. Like, so
yeah, I'm excited.
That's great, man. For me, so yesterday it was pretty cool. So Shiny Classic People, Chris, another YouTube toy channel, focused mostly on DC stuff, so a lot of McFarlane stuff. He's a buddy of mine, and he came out here to the Bay on Wednesday, and so we hung out Thursday afternoon, hit Super 7, a couple like a zine shop and a comic shop here in the city, in the Mission. And then yesterday I took him to meet up with Michael from Toy Habits, another awesome channel, and our buddy Ken from Toy Connections, who's up in Vancouver area, flew out here too. So we all drove up to hang out with him. Well, picked him up in Elk Grove, then went to Sacramento to check out Toy Fusion. It's a store in Sacramento, kind of like a bunch of. Have you been at all? Or are you familiar?
Yeah. Actually, not this today, but a week ago I went down there because they were having a.
Oh, you went to the show?
Yeah, I did that, and I bumped into Prime to the First. He was down there. I was like,
oh man, do you go regularly?
Not regularly, but
okay.
Like when the stars align and I'm able to.
Okay. Well, dude, let me know next time because I would love to go and connect. And also, that was the same place. I went there last May for that Mythic meetup, that first
Oh
sort of
yeah.
West Coast Mythic Legions
Mm-hmm.
meetup. This
Mm-hmm.
May, for folks here, we'll start the sort of news section now. Cinco de Mayo weekend, 4th and 5th. They will be doing the second West Coast Mythic meetup over in Sacramento at
Yeah.
Toy Fusion. So,
Yeah.
so let's go. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
If
I
you're ever in that
remember.
area, let me know. I'll
Yeah.
drive 2 hours.
It's May 12th, I believe, was the date because I remember that because it's a day after my daughter's birthday. So I'm like,
Oh, you couldn't go.
I don't know. We'll see this year. We'll see. I don't know. It's the day
May 4th,
after.
a little earlier.
We'll
It's a
see.
little early. Okay. But yes, it was cool, man. I had a great time.
Cool.
Got to meet, I got to meet Nate Barch. Who else was there? Walter, like a bunch of cool folks. So David Williams. So yeah, if you get a chance, man, let's connect.
Yeah, sure.
First, and so that was fun, hanging out with a bunch of toy nerds. We went to there, and then on the way back, hit up another store called Pot of Gold in Pleasant Hill.
Okay.
So good toy times to be had, man.
Right on.
But thank you for joining today. Before we get too caught up in the talk, let's quickly say hello to the folks who are here. This guy was first. What's up, Ronald? Berserk 69. He was actually first this time. He's not lying. Look who was number 2. Your co-host, the Toy Box of Doom. Drew, what's going on? The Collection Nexus is here again. And you all got your episode 3 with a guest tomorrow.
Yes.
And we'll talk more about that again later, but why don't we go ahead and just sort of let people know ahead of time. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific with...
we got Norn Radicals on tomorrow, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk to him.
That's my Silver Surfer, Shaka.
You'll
Cool.
appreciate it. Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow night, and we'll probably talk a little bit more towards the end. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Thanos, what's going on, man? Great to see you. Glad to have you back. Actually, he had to miss the live last week. Ray Black, always great to see you. Hello. We've got Brian Brink of the charts. Brian, thank you so much for tracking things. We're going to talk a little bit about the AWOK campaign that he's been tracking.
Howdy.
Game Quest, good to see you. Thank you so much for catching this live again. Terrence St. John, fresh from Toylanta. He was at the festivities. Spent a lot of money from what I could tell. Got some good toys. Dude, let's go. See, look, Rick saying Mythic Meetup 2. Let's go. May 4th, May 5th, man. I will be there for sure. I've committed.
Is it May 5th?
It's Cinco de Mayo weekend, 4th and 5th.
Okay.
I see the bubbles. I see the thought bubbles. All right. Carol, what's going on? Thank you for joining. Payne's Toy Samples. Great to see you, Aaron. We've got... Oh, I think that's it. And Jester says, what's up directly to you? Giving you little dinos.
What's up, Rick Jones?
That's Rick Jones. Before we get started, let's talk about the Jurassic of Jurassic Jesse. Sorry, I can't resist. I keep hearing. Are you familiar with Jurassic 5?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's J-U-R. Like I got that in my head. So tell me about your love for dinos.
Oh man, that goes deep. I mean, it all started back when the best movie of all time came out, 93, Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I was just addicted, loved it as a kid, got all the toys, did all the things, played and all that stuff. And, as time got older or time moved on, I sold them all, grew up, all that stuff. And then I found collecting again, and I'm not like trying to reacquire the whole collection because that was a lot. And they're going for a lot of money nowadays. So, but I cherry pick, and honestly, my new love is the Beast of the Mesozoics. Like once David Silva started doing the Beast of the Mesozoics, I was hooked. The Hammond collection that is coming out is there you go, Beast of the Mesozoic. The Hammond collections are I think they're a lot of fun. They're really posable. They're doing really good with that line. So I ditched a lot of the Legacy collection and stuff like that, and just more migrated toward Hammond. And the Beast of the Mesozoics is kind of where I'm at.
I have kept some of my like other non-Hammond ones. at some point when I paint, I want to use those as sort of the first.
Mm-hmm.
They're great
Little
sculpts.
testers.
They're
Yeah.
really
Oh
great
yeah.
sculpts.
They're detailed and everything. They just, like they got the action features, and
Yeah.
they're meant for the little ones. And I
Right.
want pose. I want like fierce looking dinosaurs, and that's what.
You're a mature connoisseur
There we
of
go.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Right
So,
on. So yeah, but I know you collect other things as well, right?
oh yeah.
Beyond the beasts. What
Heck
are
yeah.
some of the things that are
Oh man.
occupying you?
I dabble in a little of everything. Spider-Man, Hasbro, Marvel Legends, NECA. I'm big on NECA stuff. Mythic Legions is really kind of taken over the collection.
Yep.
The whole pop and swap and customization and just the looks of those Mythic Legions are just insane. So, that's where a lot of that goes. And then, the dinosaurs. And I like having like a horror shelf.
Oh, cool.
Little of everything,
I'm the same way. I'm the same
Yeah.
way of just sort of like, I definitely have my lines that I'm like deeply entrenched in, but even with AWOK, which is one of those, I'm not 100% complete actually.
Yeah.
So it's just more about, in general, it's like things that I think are really cool that I think are kind of
Yeah.
pushing the
Mm-hmm.
toy art forward. And then some stuff is just because I love the characters and fun with them. So cool. Well, so the Collection Nexus, we did this with Ronald last week. So you do, when you interview your guests, you're talking about their toy past, their present, their future. I think I did past and future with Ronald. How about we do present? What is something that you picked up recently?
Okay, yeah. Recently, it actually came in the mail. I didn't go pick it up, but I did order this a while ago, and it came in the mail. It's the new John Carver from Thanksgiving, the movie Thanksgiving.
Not in my wheelhouse. I've done horror, but some of the newer stuff is like not my thing. So is it like a slasher? Is he like the?
Yeah. They made a new slasher. It's directed by Eli Roth, and
Nice.
it was my buddy and I went and watched it in the theater, and it is what it is. Like it knows
awesome.
what it is, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool just to kind of have like a new something, like a new slasher, right? Because we're so used to the Michael Myers and the Jason and all that stuff, but finally we got something new coming out. Yeah, they used the Halloween buck, the Michael Myers Halloween buck for it, but put different gloves and the hat and the face comes off and swap.
In the movie, is that a mask or is that his face?
Yeah, it's a mask. Yeah, this, if you guys want to, should I give it away?
Oh, spoiler!
You don't see anything, but
okay,
it's like a ski mask.
Got it. It's snake eyes underneath. Cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
But so, when you see the movie and you see who the killer is, like you figure it out, you're kind of like, okay, all right.
I'm like slowly, it's coming together in my brain. Is it like a Halloween and then Thanksgiving kind of thing? Is that intentional or not really?
Oh yeah, it's definitely intentional. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I gotta check that out. That's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I love horror. And NECA has been making a lot of horror stuff. I know Turtles have kind of taken over, but they still are true to the horror fans and still want to make horror stuff. And if I see some new horror or something, I'll pick it up.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, they make great figures. I've been most recently into their Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but I just opened this guy finally last night.
I saw that, yeah.
Over on Oz's stream last night, or I guess we were on Ed's and Punk with Toys. Cool figure. I will tell you folks, I was hesitant to buy it because I'm like, man, all in with like Mattel Creations shipping and everything is gonna be like $40, and I can't help it, like we're doing Legions, right? And AWOK, and I'm like, man, those are like $40 figures. I like Masterverse, but I'm like, but you know what? This thing is really cool. Fun, articulated. So he's in the short. I dropped him today. Just fun stuff. So easily one of the best Masterverse, in a little bit. So
yeah, I have a few Revelations and Masterverse figures. They're not bad. They're fun.
They're not.
They're fun to pose, and I stick to the main, Skeletor, He-Man, Evelyn, Beastman, those type. I stick to those. If there's like a character that's like, oh my gosh, that's too cool, I can't pass that up, or something on clearance or whatever, and I'm like, I don't have it. Sure.
Yeah. I've gone pretty hard with Massiverse. That was actually kind of the line that I was like, ooh, I think I want to try actually collecting again with that line. Then, but anyway, that's the present. I got this guy. We'll circle back. Actually, why don't we go ahead and start the show then with oh, you know what? I gotta say hello to some new folks who jumped in. What's up, Ray Paz? Good to see you. We've got Erwin Papa.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go. If we need more Thanksgiving movies.
Yeah,
your homie there. Agreed.
Well, they definitely set up a sequel to Thanksgiving, so I believe they announced they're making a number 2 to it. But Thanksgiving horror movies in general, sure, why not? I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get.
And then yeah, man, it's a great figure, snout spout for sure. And then as Ray pointed out, I am with you, Ray. Horde Trooper looks great. I will say that there's some great things coming from Masters of the Universe this Tuesday that I'll just say that, and I'm excited about them. So it's going to be a big reveal. They're revealing like all the stuff coming in the fall. Okay, but we're not talking too much about that today. We're going to talk about the stuff we saw, or the scene, as I like to say. So let's see. There's a quick order of business. You'll see this URL right about there, bit.ly/brick something news, capital B, capital S, capital news. And that is accompanied by a QR code that should be showing up. Yeah, over there. Yeah, thanks, man. So if you go to that at the end of this show, it'll be up. In fact, it's almost like ready to go because I just need to copy and paste and hit return. So it'll be there if you want to follow along after on the replay. If you're watching during the live, Thanos is going to be dropping those in as he always does. So I appreciate that once again, Thanos. And so let's go ahead and get started with the stuff we saw. Let me move us over her. And then, so that's my Magneto, my X-Men 97. And then let's see, window. This would be the one that I want to share. All right. So if you're wondering, that's what my links look like usually. But let's go ahead and start. Oh, you know what? So let's start this conversation around the Collection Nexus framework of past, present, future. So you saw a little bit about my present, a recent pickup, but my future is this guy. I could not ignore Figma offering this really dope Tears of the Kingdom link with like all of this stuff. So they do like the DX, the deluxe version, and the regular version. I went in for this guy with like the paraglider, with down here, what do you call it? Transcend, ascend, effect coming out of like rocks and stuff, and the shield, the rocket, right? If you fuse a rocket and do the whole launch thing on your shield, like it's cool. You play this game at all, or Zelda?
I haven't played this one, but I have played the other ones. And I mean, but like, if you're a fan, right?
Yeah.
And you see this figure, like you have to go deluxe, right? Look at all this cool stuff it comes with, true to the game, and the cool effects. I mean, the figure alone looks amazing. When we were on the Collection Nexus last Monday, this is the figure that Ronald brought up for his pre-order, Berserk 69. He was mentioning this one, and he's got a point, man. This thing looks so great. It's got tons of accessories. It looks like it can pose really well, and just looks awesome on your gaming shelf too. So
absolutely,
definitely look at right here.
I'm trying to get to the photos real quick as we talk through them, but yeah, it's $115.99. If you buy them through Good Smile, it's for me in California, it was $10 tax plus $7 for shipping. And then if you want to insure, it's like another $3. So between all of that, like compare that to what's going on, I think at Big Bad, they've got it. It actually works out to be a better deal. And then, Big Bad does tend to get their stuff a little bit later. So I don't know, you can get a sense of like how cool this thing is, all the accessories, everything Jesse just said. Photographs are great, but like all the the accessories, this, man. So my kid, my youngest kid, is really into this. Like, he actually, the first game, Breath of the Wild, we played together, and he mainly just watched me. This one, he pretty much played it. Like, I think I played it probably a couple of hours, but he ran with it and finished it, and he doesn't know that I'm getting this. So I'm going to surprise him because he's going to be stoked. So anyways, just to give the folks the info, this is the regular version, and this is what you get. Pretty standard, right? No bow, none of all that other stuff you saw, but this is significantly cheaper at, I don't know, it's not showing the pictures. It's like $60. So $60.99 plus $7 for shipping, and then depending on your tax rate, it's not bad. But I'm with you, man. That's what I tell. That's what you said is the story I tell myself. As a fan, I must get this, or I'll say things like, "It's for my son." So I don't know, folks in the chat are into Zelda. Yeah, we've got folks in there too. Ray is all about it, getting the deluxe. Cool toy box of Doom. And agreed, man. I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
What's going on, Punk with Toys? So check that out. Good smile. Your future, you were telling me, is in this, yeah?
Yeah. I saw these a while ago. They showed them off at a con. I forget what con
I think it was PowerCon.
It was PowerCon, yeah.
Yep.
So they were showing these off, and I've been really wanting to get into like customizing and painting and like doing stuff, like using my hands. And yeah, there's blank bodies out there all over the place, but I don't know. These ones just looked really good. Good female looking bucks for $20. And I don't know if you can go wrong with that price. I mean, $20 blank buck, you can have fun with it, paint it, do whatever you want with it.
It's got cool extra heads too.
Yeah, it comes with 4 heads, extra hands, the accessories that you need. Just something to get you started on. I think this would be a good, like, just kind of beginner, play around with, paint with, and just have fun with it. So this has been on my radar for a little bit since I saw them at PowerCon reveal. Along with that Red Sonja that they announced as well. Like that, as soon as that hit, I pre-ordered that thing so quick, bam. But these came up recently to pre-order, so this is something that I was kind of looking at. I hope they would meld well with my Legions and stuff like that, because I do want to play around with them and paint them and figure it out.
Yeah, I want to say these dropped this week. Do you happen to remember when you saw them at PowerCon? Because I wasn't there. Like, are they?
Well, I wasn't
Marvel
there.
Legends? Oh, gotcha.
I wasn't there. I saw them online. Yeah, I
me
saw
too.
pictures.
Me
and stuff
too.
Like that. But yeah, this is.
We've got some folks that are in the chat. I don't know. Like, I know Lawrence was there. If anybody who was there remembers or knows, I've the scale, I guess, is our question. It just says 112, and I don't even think they even say 6-inch. But I messaged Boss Fight, but it's the weekend, so I am really curious because I want to know too. Yeah. And I've been meaning to ask them about that Red Sonja too. Like, as I'm with you, like I want to know how that's gonna
so good.
Sit with our sit with the rest of our stuff.
So I do own the skeletons that they came out with.
Yes,
the H.A.C.K.S skeleton, and it scales really well with 6-inch figures. So if we're going off of that scale, 6-inch size, I think these will blend in pretty well with what you got.
Yep. As folks can see, I was just going to say it comes in like all these different shades, which is great. So if you want to go with a gray and start from there, but if you want more of a lighter flesh tone, or the beige, the champagne beige female, or the champagne beige male, and then there's also let's see what they're naming, the coffee brown male or the coffee brown female, or you just go straight up gray, shady gray, which is cool. Yeah. And I love the heads that they give you, for real. And I think, I'm sure many people are going to be doing third party, resin heads or whatever they can find too as well. So, but I love the base ones they give you. These are really great options, like that sort of like basic, I don't know. I look at that as like what's her name from Alpha Flight, or like some of the basic more school Xavier's team, X-Men, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot you can do with that sort of basic look, and then these great, cool looking heads, right? I dig them. So $20, you're right. You can't really go wrong unless like you buy one and you don't do anything with it and it sits there. And even if it does, it's a cool little figure.
Yeah.
So that's your future.
Yeah.
Cool. We covered your present, my future, your future. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of this stuff.
Let's go.
Since we're on those on those blank bucks, I saw this as well. This is definitely a much more stylized head, but the body is definitely a little bit more like import flavor in terms of articulation. This is a company called Studio 6-inch, and this is their first blank buck. Comes with all of this stuff with thick, slightly taller legs, so you can do a taller male or a shorter male, or I guess it technically doesn't have to be a male. And you can kind of see, obviously it's got a stylized head, but if you're doing these, right? So this will work for your, your Daredevil, your Spider-Man, your whatever. And so it comes with a leg so that you can do a younger or an older or a shorter, taller, so that you can fit them in with these size figures or these size figures, truer 112 or slightly larger. So are you familiar enough with these Spider-Men to know which brands these are? Are these Mezco?
Yeah, those are Mezco. Yeah. You get the
So,
$20.99 and the new Spider-Man there.
So you can kind of see, like, they're giving us variety, and I'm glad they thought about that, like the longer legs and stuff to kind of. So, and then if you order by April, was it 20th or 13th? Is it April 20th? 420. Yeah, if you order by 420, you get the little clothing thing. But yeah, pretty cool. Like, and I love that aspect of the toy kind of culture right now, man. It's cool that people are just like, sure, give us cool toys, but we want to adjust them. We want to, customize them or just make our own thing. So, and I know we travel in circles. You've got a ton of friends who do this stuff, and it's good stuff.
Well, yeah, everybody now wants a good figure, and we want to make it ourselves. We can buy printers now that we can just print our own things, and like I'm so happy that toy companies are starting to see that, like, yeah, there's a whole nother culture out there of customizing and just wanting to build. And it's cool that like these companies are starting to create these blank bucks. And I know we have other ones like Noda and others that make blanks. Figma even makes some, this and that, but it's cool to start seeing like more of this, more options, more variety.
Agreed. And I assume, so we saw what this one's compares with, and I wish more companies would do this a little bit more. I don't know if they're sort of, maybe there's some restrictions legally that they can't just like, I don't know. I don't know the deal, but I just think it's for a lot of us, like that's what we're doing is we're lining them up with our existing figs. And so going back a little bit, I'm assuming to the Epic Hacks ones, Ronald saying, Berserk saying they think they're like true 112, so potentially smaller than. So maybe, I don't know, but I'm gonna trust you. So 6 feet males will be 6 inches, female size small. Yeah, so true 112. That seemed, I don't know, because especially since they're doing the whole superhero thing, I'm not gonna question it, that they're gonna do their thing. And that might save me money, but because I traffic more in the Legions and the AWOK and then Masterverse, which are huge, and NECA too, right? They tend to run a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
so,
well, NECA's 1/10 scale. They're 7-inch. They're true 7-inch.
They're essentially 7-inch.
Yeah.
So, anyway, hey, what's up, Trevor? Thanks for checking it out. He's saying directly, hello, what's up, Jesser?
What's up?
There is another blank, and I don't know if you've seen those, the Romanki and the cowl blanks, the ones with the removable junk. Those are cool though. Those move. The boss fight ones are definitely cheaper, but those move beautifully. So what's up, Fanigan? Fanigan's looking at all these toys, thinking about like his own toy line, his inner space. Let's put it that way. Let's just say Micronauts. yeah, he's lighting that torch for Micronauts.
That's been fun to watch. I've been keeping up on him, like posting the pictures and his progress. It's really fun to watch, dude.
I'm all about it, dude. That's one of my favorite lines as a kid. What's going on, Random? Thanks for checking it out. We've got the blanks. All right, let's move away from blanks, man. Let's talk about some stuff. Kickstarter is crazy right now. We've got Galactic Valor, which kicked off this week. I don't know, were you were at Legions Con? These were at Legions Con, weren't they? There's like a table with 2 figures, I want to say.
Probably. There was so much to look at, like so much. I do think I remember seeing the blue guy there, though. That blue guy in the middle.
I believe it was the blue guy and then this guy. And so they've got a great team behind it. Nikki Nicole's doing the paint masters. I don't know if she's doing more than that, but I really love, especially the paint job on this blue guy. Would really love to see how the factory, follows Nikki's lead. I think the sculpts are pretty cool. Like, I'm all about the aliens. I backed for this guy, which is the Kickstarter exclusive, and I think this is like the sort of main protagonist, Grishk. They're soft goods. They've got H.A.C.K.S working on that. So this right here is a super tailored, fitted cape with that cool chain. So this is pretty much it, though. They've got the 5 figures. We can go ahead and take a look at this. But while before I do that, I'll play this. And is this something that is at all on the radar? It sounds like you kind of maybe saw at Legions Con, not really.
Yeah, I mean, anything cool like this is always on my radar. I haven't backed it or anything yet, but it looks super cool. As long as it can like fit in well with my Cosmic Legions, I'm always looking for something like this, and they look like they will fit in pretty good. So definitely on my radar.
Definitely very cosmic. Absolutely. Great timing. And you can see all the different features. This is like, they've got one accessory pack. There's the comic books coming and t-shirts. And then they've got different figures potentially that can be unlocked, including not quite a dinosaur, but a big old beastie that you saw really briefly there with a giant gun on its back.
Yes. That looks so cool.
So we'll see. It's a Warmock. We can just run through it there at what are they at? They are at, oh hey, it's telling you what I put. 29,500. They've got 30 days to go to get to 80,000. So if you're at all interested, check it out. It's by Fox Forge Toys. They also did another line prior to this. These are definitely taller than their original, and I remember seeing those. These definitely feel a little bit more crisp in terms of the sculpts, a little bit more detail. So I don't know. I like these designs personally a lot more. And there you go. This is just to answer your question about how they'll size in. See, I appreciate when toy lines do this to let us know, because my toys they gotta play well with my other toys. So
for sure.
And it's alien anatomy, so they're a little thinner, a little more lithe. I love their little bionic feet. And some people are like, they all got the same feet, but man, it's cool. All my old GI Joes had the same feet. Right. Essentially, a lot of my Masters Universe had the same feet. I think it's a great start, and I'm all about the sort of indie world of toys. So I'm happy to support.
Yeah, I love seeing people just taking their creations from their minds and making a 3D, and then also getting the other people in the community like Nikki Nicole, H.A.C.K.S, and blending all that together. I think in the long run, you're going to get what you pay for.
And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Trevor, if you're still here, but I believe Trevor took some photos as well. And Sir Dork's also involved. So they got assembled a really cool group of talented people. Yep. What's up, Alberto? Breaking it down too. H.A.C.K.S. So yeah, I love it, man. I love that we're just seeing all these people come together to make some great new toys. So, and hey, Rick, if Black Series isn't going to do it for you, maybe you can slide in some of these guys to hang out in a Oga's Cantina or a
Yeah.
you know, Tatooine Cantina, Moss Eisley Cantina. Anyways, that's Galactic Valor. But let's talk something more dinosaur adjacent.
Let's
Look at that
go.
smile. Look at Jesse's. I love it. I saw your smile get even more smiley. So last year, 2023, this came, right, and easily was backed and went past and unlocked a bunch of stuff. This was essentially what they started off with the campaign, and then a lot more things were unlocked. So this is Cyberzoic, done by Beasts of the Mesozoic. This is going to be their second line, right? They have their this is done by Creative Beast Studios. Their first line is Beasts of the Mesozoic, which are like more true dinosaur, as close to the science
Right.
and paleontology has us understanding at this point. But this is definitely different. This is like taking those things and moving us into a different world where dinosaur DNA and other prehistoric creatures like this guy here, the Smilodon, are there, along with different factions. There's a whole like set of lore, and then of course my favorite, the dragon. Before we start, I'm curious, what did you end up backing, or if anything, from this?
Oh, I backed a lot. Definitely am getting that dragon.
Yep. Same.
The Albertosaurus, the Carnotaurus, the Dilophosaurus, along with their cybernetic parts.
Yep.
I couldn't get them all, but they got a good portion of my money, so I backed it pretty well.
It sounds like this was your equivalent to my AWOK backing of this. This seems like a pretty 100%. Heavy line for you, right? Nice.
So it's heavy for me, but at the same time, I do cherry pick. Here we go. So
this is Legions Con, yeah, November.
Legions Con, and
break it down.
David Silva, and I just totally fanboyed out on him. He let me hold the dragon. He showed it to me. It was amazing. Like, it was weird. I felt like giddy, like Christmas morning when I was a kid, like, oh my God. Like, I think he was kind of surprised that like I actually knew like who he was, and he's like,
oh really?
Yeah. Like once I like was like, oh my God, you're David Silva. He's like, yeah. Okay. I'm like, you make all these cool stuff, so he was really nice to me, showed me around the booth. He actually gave me this dinosaur and signed it.
Oh, beautiful.
There's his signature right there. Boom. But yeah, he gave me that, and then I purchased this one, and I had him to sign it as well. So
that's a great one.
Oh my gosh, this one, like, I want to open it, but he signed it, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna keep it in the box. But
there's an interesting story with that. The old buck. Have you seen those animations that someone did? And it's based the same coloring, and it's called Old Buck. I featured it one time here on the channel, but those things are amazing. My kid was like,
I think it was Captain McKay, but correct me if I'm wrong. I know he did some Godzilla versus T-Rex stuff. He's out there.
I wish I could confirm. It's on that links page that's down in that corner. It's in there somewhere, and I'll try and resurface it. But it's beautiful animation. It tells
so good.
It's all silent, of course, because dinosaurs, but tells this awesome story. And that old buck figure that you have is essentially one of the characters in one of the things. And real quick, Thanos is saying, where am I going to put that dragon? But it's not the biggest dragon, because I know Thanos, you could just have it like sit in one of the towers of your Wild Eternia playset. So I think you're gonna it's not, it doesn't seem, it's not that big, right? I'm looking at him holding it. It's not like
it'll take up some shelf space, for
right.
sure. You gotta make some room for it, but
it looks like it has less of a footprint, minus the tail, and of course, I guess the sort of big extensions. But like, it feels like the Mythic Legions bear might be a little bulkier.
Same, like kind of the same profile. So like he's actually doing 2 dragons in this series.
Yes, that's a long
I sent
one.
you a picture of the
Yeah,
other
it's
one.
in here. We'll go through.
And that green
There's
one,
the whole table.
you got to make some room for that one because the wingspan on that thing is massive.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of longer and lengthier. So that one right there is going to take up more shelf space than the Arctic Dragon. But yeah,
I didn't get anything but the Arctic Dragon, so I'm gonna hang out with you someday in Reno and play with your dragon because I definitely don't have space with this. This thing is awesome though. All the dragons are great. There's more coming too. That's the thing. Like there's a whole faction that interacts with these dragons. So
what I just love is he's creating his own world, right? He's
Yep.
got these humans that
Yep.
coincide with the dinosaurs, and it's like hitting on all these beast or dino rider type vibes, and it's just like, how can you not be like impressed by this? I look at it, I'm
Yep.
just like, this is like we're living in a golden age right now of all these toys, like hitting the nostalgia, the articulation, the paint, independent creators creating, doing their own thing, and it's just like blending together so well. And this type of stuff just gets me so excited.
I'm with you.
Be here, do this, be a collector because they look so cool on your shelf, you know.
I'm totally with you because it's like, you know, talk about indie toys all the time, but it's like it'd be one thing if we were talking about indie toys and they're just kind of like, oh yeah, they're just, you know, they're cool. They're just like the stuff that you get in the mall or whatever in Target. But like this stuff is just, it's like a whole other level, right? They have the benefit, of course, of starting a brand new line, sort of seeing what's out there, you know, playing with existing lines, and then just doing it's a labor of love, right? It's very different. The level of artistry in these things is amazing. So yeah. Oh, I'm happy for this purchase. I've been dreaming about this thing for like the last couple of years. They've been showing this thing at a couple power cons, and I want to say a couple of Legions cons, and I'd see people's photos like, when is that thing coming? When is that thing coming? And I jumped on it. So
yeah, I saw this Carnotaurus, and I'm so glad I pre-ordered that thing. This thing looks so metal. He's got the guns on the side, the spikes on the top. He just looks so legit. The paint on him looks so good. I'm so glad I ordered this thing. It looks awesome.
Absolutely boutique toy making at its best.
Yeah.
And I'm with Ray. Like, unfortunately, this is what I have to do because I can't keep everything on display, and most of my stuff is even at work. So, like, yeah, stuff stays in, and I kind of play with it like a museum collection, right? It's like what's going to be curated for a little bit, design a thing, and at least that's what I tell myself. So, this is great.
It's always a shuffle chess game of what to display, what to take pictures of, consuming, but it's fun.
Thanks for those photos, man. These are great.
Yeah.
And of course, the Kickstarter has been long since closed. The backer kit, I think, is still open for people to order. But I just wanted to show you like some of the updates, including this one, which was a little bit ago. This is 2 updates ago, I want to say. But this was the packaging art. And so they got his name's Ezra Tucker, who works in traditional oil paints, does like a lot of natural wildlife paintings and stuff, to do these awesome oil paintings of these toys, right? So he's like, hey, can you do a Smilodon in the snow with a laser gun and armor and a lady on top? And it's so cool.
Like, hold my beer, I got you.
Yeah.
Bam.
I love that they just embraced the, you know, Dino Riders of it all. It was clearly like an homage. And
for sure.
You know, here they showed this as sort of the nostalgic link. So that was pretty cool. And then,
oh my god!
Every time I see anything related to this thing, I'm like, this is definitely my most anticipated toy. So I can't wait for those. And then there's also some fine cuts. We won't go too deeply into them. Just want to let people know it's there because the links are there, and Thanos will drop them in. And if you're again watching this on the replay, just scan that QR code that's on the screen right now, and you can access this stuff. A lot of cool things to see. Or hit the URL that's at the bottom there, bit.ly.
I can't wait for that. Totally. That Dilophosaurus looks so cool. I cannot wait for it. And you know, another thing too is like, don't be discouraged if you didn't back the Kickstarter.
Yeah,
they'll be out. You'll be able to order them on their website, creativepiece.com. They'll be on Big Bad. They'll be on all the places. So
they will. They just
you'll
said
find
that,
them.
you know, they're determining their production run based on the Kickstarter like pre-order essentially.
Mm,
So meaning it's not infinite, right? These are
yeah,
boutique places. So if you want something and you didn't get in, or you're not going to get it on the backer kit, or you need to save
yeah,
money or whatever, just, you know, move when you can. Know that they will show up,
right.
like Jesse says. But I just
Yeah.
wanted to highlight one last thing around Cyberzoic before we move on. Just that they've got a oh, I'm not even joined. Weak. There's a Gaia 2, the world of Cyberzoic. Hey, look, there's Adam, there's Oz. But yeah, look at all these nerds and their dinosaurs, spacey dinosaurs. But you know, people are throwing up their stuff there. But and the company will show you things like this as well if you know just want to go and check it out. These guys are great. Adam from Highly Articulated and I interviewed Chris, and oh my god, I'm blanking on the other dude's name. Sorry, but great people behind the line, just like a lot of these companies. Like I've run into people who are just generally pretty chill, and if they're not, I kind of just don't buy their toys. So I don't need that in my life. But cool stuff. So that's all. Is there any closing things you want to say about Cyberzoic before we move on?
No, just I'm just excited. I can't wait for that dragon. Like I knew when I backed that Kickstarter, there's a certain amount that I wanted to get. Like I will own those. And then the rest, I'll just, I'll pick when they come out, I'll cherry pick and do my thing. But I'm super excited for what he's doing over there and the creativity going on behind the scenes at that place. I cannot wait for future what they're doing. I'm just super excited for them. So
absolutely
glad we got to talk about it.
And Ray's saying, can't wait for them to start working on the story. I love when we were doing the interview, they're talking about how like the different cultures of the different factions influence armor and like, I love it. I love the way they're talking about it and thinking about it. So let's move on from Cyberzoic to something a little bit more strange, but I love, I saw this and this is another Kickstarter. I think that's might be starting this week. It's totally different from the other stuff, but you were talking about pop and swap. I am clearly like the name Brick Something comes from the Lego thing. And I've always loved the idea of playing with toys, taking things apart, customizing it, making new characters. I used to do that with Lego minifigs. And then, oh, let me pop and swap this Mythic Legions character or whatever it is. Right. So this is a dude from, I think he's down in Orange County here in California. And he had this itch here. I'll go to here. He was inspired by this toy back in the day. And I remember this toy, like they had different plates of bodies posed like this. And you can switch them out and kind of do a rubbing on it. And then you can color your own picture of your made up character based on different pieces. Right. And so from this, he's like, can we just do, that concept with action figures, with toys, right? So I'm going to make a big bag. He calls them body bags, right? You get a bag filled with a bunch of parts and you just go to town. So a little bit different from the stuff, but if you've been playing with Motu Origins, same kind of deal, right? And the Motu Origins buck was made to be taken apart and mix and match with those WWE Superstars figures. I love that stuff. So this is coming. If that at all is interesting to you, it'll be popping up, I believe, this week. That's what I understood. But if not, soon enough over on Kickstarter. I know it's crazy because there's Kickstarter galores, and I myself have a hand in helping to push one in particular that we'll get to in a second. But there's that. That's all. Did that rubbing toy that I showed you with the monsters, did that ring any bells from your childhood? I'm assuming you're younger.
Yeah, I never had that. But I did have a creepy crawler, and it's kind of the same thing. Like you have the molds, you put the gel in it, and you make the worms and stuff, and you can make your own kind of things. And I think that's really cool because it's like engages collectors. You get the blind bag aspect. Like, what am I going to get? It looks like a lot of fun. It's something that I could see my son having a ton of fun playing with this thing. So I wish him the best of luck and this thing funds, and because independent, like I said, independent stuff, creators doing their thing. Like I want to back that all the way. 100%.
Absolutely. And I know we can't back them all. I just want to share it for folks who, especially if you have younger kids. I feel like you said, this is definitely something cool. And we got to remember it's not just for us old people to post things and take pictures of them. So, but hey, since we are old and like to take pictures of cool toys, this is my obligatory AWOK commercial. Yeah, man, I love this line. And both Adam and I from Highly Articulated have been all about this line. We do a show called AWOK Talk Together. Just wanted to quickly let folks know that this is where we are at. Obviously, soared past the original goal. We're at 172. That unlocked a couple of the different things. And if you're wondering, you can just kind of go through the Kickstarter. But I definitely recommend people checking this Kickstarter pretty regularly. Like, this wasn't here originally. They were just the concept art. And so the team is definitely like updating things as they go, either showing renders or new reveals. Stuff gets snuck on here, despite my, obviously, like, I'm helping them out and trying to like talk about, we're all kind of just putting our brains together about like, what's the best way to roll this out. And so sometimes we say, yeah, let's save stuff and, trickle it out. Sometimes, other folks are just throw it all up there. So it kind of lands somewhere in between. So you just sort of check and stuff seems to pop up randomly. So like, here's an example coming up. The unlocks, this wasn't there before. Then the concept art showed up and then, oops. Oh yeah. Hey, look, by the way, there's a whole new bird that wasn't there before, unlocking at 290. So this just came this week, last couple of days, Meryl the Bard. So again, like, this buck wasn't even a part of the original thing. And I think by the time we are done with all the possible unlocks, and if we actually unlock them all, we're looking at about 6 new body types instead of the 4 that were originally shown. So that's where the money's going, right? And again, it's high up here. You can see there's stuff that's still not revealed. The main thing I wanted to talk about today, in terms of bringing it up, is that I'm helping Spiro like schedule a bunch of different, like, let's call it the Toytube tour, and going out and doing promo. So let me bring up my calendar. This week, we're going to start on Wednesday. And so Jason and I think I'm not sure. We're kind of like doing a back and forth. I'm pretty sure this Wednesday is me and Jason who are going to be over on Mega J Retro's channel. And then on Thursday, Adam and Jason will be over with Kevin on Toying Around. And then Friday will be over on Collector Express. I'm not sure who's going to go. That might just be Jason. And then we're still sort of scheduling them. Like, I've got a couple of things booked already for next week as well. Oh, wait, Saturday. Sorry. This Saturday, we're going to be doing something. I believe that's me and Jason again over on Dorklair. And then Sunday, guess who's going to be my co-host here? Jason. So there's going to be a lot of AWOK going on. And as of right now, next week, we're looking at Thursday night with a Punk with Toys, and then Friday night with Wade, Unparalleled Universe.
Nice.
So there's more to come. So trying to do that, trying to get it out there, because really, as I've shared here before, they've got this wild package here, right? The Epic All In. I don't even think I can bring it up. I can't bring it up because of what I've backed. But here. Oh, you all saw numbers. So yes, that's the Epic All In. So this Epic All In, $650. It unlocks the original items that were announced, as well as any of the unlocked things later. So ladies, gentlemen, folks across the spectrum, I'm hoping to get this thing all the way up and unlock all of it and truly make it epic. So there you go. And I think I will stop talking about AWOK. Oh no, I lied. Brian Brink, who's in the chat, has been putting together these charts. And just so you can kind of see the basic curve, I don't know if people noticed this last time. This lighter pink curve right here is the original Series 1 Kickstarter. The red is the current dollar amount, and the blue is the current number of backers. And this one here is like the number of backers last time. So you can see like the curve is actually, great, a little bit faster and greater, stronger towards the beginning than the original Kickstarter. And then so we're here now, and we're kind of officially under where the original Kickstarter was right around this time. We still have quite a bit of time to go. So I think it's like 24, 25 days to go. And this is the highest dollar amount to unlock will be 410,000. So there's time, hence putting in the work to get on people's channels, right? They were Jason was already and Derek were already over on Chat Migos. Yeah, it was officially a Chat Migos show. They were with myself and Adam, or Jason was with me and Adam last Sunday. So we're just like, trying to get the word out. So AWOK, 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 AWOK all the time. So you've heard it here. Ray is saying when it hits 220K, there you go. So let's do it. Let's do it. What were you going to say, man?
I mean, if you have the first ones, like the first Kickstarter, not the first, but their last Kickstarter they did, and you have these toys, you know what you're getting, and they're only going to improve. And you saw it, new bucks. Like, can you imagine getting that elephant? Like, the elephant's going to be like such a beefy boy, and it's going to be fun to play with. And like, I'm looking for the female monkeys. I'm looking for a dog.
Same.
I know a lot of people are looking at that chameleon. It just looks like just a fun line to just play around with. And I love taking outdoor pictures. So these would be perfect. Just take them outside and pose them up, take pictures. It'd be a lot of fun.
So you're mentioning the size of that elephant. That elephant's going to be about as tall as an ogre scale Legions figure. And you can see much wider than one of those. So this is the approximation of how they're going to line up. Obviously the bird isn't in this, but the rest of the figures are represented here. So there you go. I mean, that's the thing. I love the sort of like diversity, man, of the different body types and stuff on these toys. I would love to see a shelf like that, right? It's just like when I look at my Legion stuff or cosmic stuff, mythic stuff, it's cool to like have these big things and then have a troll and then have the little tiny goblins. And it's so cool, man. It builds out a world. So I'm happy. Like, think about, like, we've only gotten Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures in hand for 1 year. That was 2023. That was the first time we had them. And here we are, year 2. We're talking about, hey, possibly 6 new types of figures.
That's crazy. Insane.
Yeah. And that's kind of describes Jason. He's got a little bit of that, and I don't mean to belittle insanity, but yeah, no, he's got that wonderful, beautiful, creative insanity. And I love it. I appreciate it so much. So hence me wanting to help. A couple of quick things. Don't got to go through them too deeply, but I in the links, you'll see some of this stuff from Dan, who's doing designs, and he's been sharing on his social media pictures of the different sculpts and renders and articulation. So, here's from a figure that was already was revealed at Legions Con. Just want to turn your attention to that. And again, those will be in the links. Just going to zoom by them. And here's the boon from the Facebook group. So that's Dan Mitchell's work, sculptor extraordinaire, also the sort of brainchild between that new Spiro Shogun. Not Shogun. What's it called? Is that what it's called? Bushido, I think is what it's called. Line. Anyways, more on that some other time. And then, of course, there's been some great footage because the folks were over at Toylanta. There's Adam, there's Derek, there's Jason here in the front, and cool interview with Kato, who runs the official podcast of AWOK. Check that out. That'll be in the links. But let's talk other naked, buff, beefy human beings. Have you been watching this stuff at all? Yes, right. Thank you. Have you been watching Brutal Realm?
I know about it. I haven't been closely paying attention. So yeah, please let me know.
I mean, big buff naked. No. So yeah, I mean, I saw these first and they had some designs, and what drew me was like the sort of like the unique take that they're doing on the whole barbarian kind of world, where they're taking from cultures that exist in our world that are just normally not seen. So they've got like an Ogun warrior. They've got a dude that's like sort of more Mongol inspired. They've got a dude who's from a Native American people. I'm forgetting which specific people they drew inspiration from. And of course, you've got your sort of Germanic barbarian, and that's what this is. So they've been slowly showing the work, the sculpts, it started with concepts, then prototypes. Now we're moving into paint masters. This is the second fully painted figure. So this guy is like, there's this whole backstory of being captured by a demon, and the three witches sort of save him, but unfortunately the demon is still linked to him. So when he feels a bloodlust, he turns into this not quite demon, not quite human skeleton dude. So his name is Crowman, which or Crowman, I don't know. I think of like the crow, right? But then he also has sort of a human head. And I love the idea of this gigantic tattoo. Just, it's a different look too. I know he's like super bulky, super beefy, kind of reminds me, he's like built like a Storm Collectible Zangief almost, right? But it's a cool looking figure, and I'm really excited by the articulation. Again, I say Storm Collectibles because there's something about the like design of the knees and stuff that reminds me of that. I don't necessarily, I don't know if they're going to do like that soft upper body kind of thing with a frame underneath or not. I don't know. I can't say either way. But I've been watching this stuff. I've been mentioning it here on the show, and they've reached out and they're like, "Man, thank you." And I was like, "No, like it's what you and I say. Like all these people are doing cool stuff." So I just wanted to share that. Then there's not really a whole lot beyond that to update. Just that this was the new figure that they showed a little bit recently. This was what they revealed the paints and the heads. Again, like just hand done, a couple of people working on it, really talented people with like a cool pedigree of like working in action figures. So that's it. It's like it'll fit there with my He-Man and my Mythic Legions and my, whatever, Thundercats, Mongol, all going to town on each other. And of course, dinos, right?
Heck
like primal. So
heck yeah. Yeah, and the
just
cool
one
thing
I want
about
people
this,
to look out.
yeah, just keep an eye on this. Like these creators doing this stuff, like the more they sell, the more they're going to want to create. And I would love to see a female in this line. So
Yep.
let's see if we can do that.
Yeah, agreed. As far as total figures, I think they've only shown 6 concepts. I believe actually it's pretty easy to. They've shown their concepts here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? They're kind of buried. So I think there's about 6. Maybe no, you're right. There's about closer to 9 because I forgot about these guys. These guys aren't even on my radar. So definitely worth following, worth checking out. But let's move on because you said, "Hey, can we talk about Emil stuff?" And I'm with you because I had clocked it too. He posted some stuff recently. Tell us about Emil Wickman.
Oh yeah, last year when I was at Legions Con, you can't help but stop dead in your tracks walking by and looking at these things because they are just works of art. This is you got a few pictures that I took personally, but like
these are his.
Superman, Flash, they had Batman, and like I was even asking like, hey, how much are these? Like, because he's selling most of them, and he was like, oh, that one's sold, that one's sold, that one's sold. Like they were all sold. I'm like people see the art that goes into this and just the take that he has on these iconic characters and twists them into Mythic Legion style. It's really so cool, like watching him. I got to meet him, really nice guy, and he's super talented. Right here, you got Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and it's just how he just has this vision to create this stuff. Is I want to be there one day,
Hey, do you remember what sort of the asking prices were? Some of these Alpha Magnus is asking.
Yeah, I don't really want to like. So.
Oh, you don't want to share too?
Well, it's his thing. But
That's
I'll just say like I was looking at a Batman, right, and he told me it was sold, but it was between like 450 to 500.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's totally like if you're deep, if you're heavy into this stuff, totally worth it because this is a one of a kind.
Yep.
This is his own creations, and he just kills it.
if I could build on that, like, yes, if you're into these, it's worth it. But if you think about the labor that's put into these, and even
yeah.
just, you know, Mythic Legions, like the toys themselves cost a good amount of money, and then to get sort of the right combination of parts, you're jumping in and picking apart a couple of different figures, right? And then you're getting custom heads from other people that you're paying for, and then you're putting in your labor of the painting and all the design work. He does a lot of work, a lot of dremeling in some cases, sometimes sculpting new parts on top. And then you got, you know, clearly soft goods and these effect stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that will quickly add up to that $400, $500.
Easy.
So I just want to throw that out there. Definitely worth it because we love these, you know, you imagine an Optimus Prime and Mythic Legions, or you got Mario and Luigi here, Bowser, Sabretooth, Magneto, Mystique, Joker back there. I don't even think I've seen that Joker.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, there's a Vader and a Doctor Strange, like all of them, and of course Superman and the Flash. And then you have you got your Snake Eyes and your Storm Shadow, which are brilliant. More of like a knight take on him, given that makes sense, and more of a traditional sort of assassin-y looking ninja. You've got the freaking Fantastic Four. So good. So yeah, and that's the other thing, you know, like you gotta, like, if you're looking at customs, you gotta really consider that this is people's artwork, man. People spending time. Look at that Lion-O. So it really is. It's the equivalent of like if you're buying paintings, right, and putting them on your wall. That's how I look at these. Yes, they're based on toys, but these are art toys, man. So yeah, like Brian's saying, you can't, not to mention all the figures that he had to go through to get them, right? You gotta, like, doesn't mean that everyone is like perfect. It's like, oh crap, I got to start over. And like, where's that part? Give me, you know, so yes. And so now Alpha Magnus is adjusting his commission prices. Just wanted to know what others are charging. Yeah, no, Alpha Magnus is a wildly talented customizer. He's done some cool stuff around Origins, Bucks, and other Masters of the Universe stuff. Really cool original stuff. And I think you saw those, Ray, but yes, the answer is definitely yes. And so on that note, here you go. So this is kind of his rundown a couple of days ago, sort of reviewing some of the way that this year's stuff has been coming, meaning I think these are all post November, post that Legions Con. So then potentially these are the ones for this year in November 2024 in New Jersey, the next Legions Con. So you've got Lord of the Rings, you've got X-Men, Ninja Turtles. That Shredder is wild, and I'll show that again later. You got some Mortal Kombat, Harry Potter, more Marvel, you know, Moon Knight, Mega Man. This thing was really cool. I mean, come on, that's Super Mario. Look at that, Star Wars. So Emil, I've heard people say his name is Emil, not sure, but super talented, one of the best for sure. Definitely I don't know. He's an originator, I would say, in terms of some of the things that, like, he really kicked off this idea of like going into other universes and playing with the parts to like bring in, you know, characters from across multiverses into mythos and Cosmerium. So here you sort of see his process, right? You can see this is a Frankenstein from like at least 4 different figures that I'm seeing. So like he paid for each one of those, again, to go back to that point, and then you're painting them. He does this digitally, and then gets to painting. So this was his Shredder. This is his Sub-Zero. Again, lots of different parts. Yeah, he really cannibalized a couple. There's like a Xenotron there, a Volgar, bunch of different stuff. And then I believe, oh no, and this is I thought he was crafting new pieces, but no, this is from Vorga. Yeah. And just brilliant, man. And that's a lot of work to do, even though before, you know, he's just conceptualizing at this point. So, and then that's that. So, so that was that. Cool stuff. Thank you. I agree. Emil's stuff is worth checking out. I'm going to actually just say what I wanted to do was show some Savage Crucible, but I reached out to the person who got some. Oh, never mind. I just went to my Instagram. He said it's cool. I don't like to show things without people's permission. So thank you, Marcel D. I just saw your message. And yes, he said it's good. He said, if it's not too late, please. So this is Marcel D. And I wanted to share it because I'm actually, that's another one that I went big on for Kickstarter. I remember you and we were on the old Vic Bunker panel talking about Kickstarters, and I was like, yeah, it's a good thing you asked me to this one because I do have a little bit of experience speculating on toys that I just assume are going to be rad. Savage Crucible was one of them, man. And so they were at Toylanta again this weekend, showing off packaging, finished. Some of these are factory pieces. I'm not sure which is which, but they did announce that some of these were going to be factory pieces, and you can kind of just see the level of this stuff. Again, Nikki Nicole's working on this line as well, and just doing some great work, and as well as a bunch of other people. I'm sorry, I don't remember all their names, but they assembled an amazing team of artists, sculptors, paint folks, and they're just doing some great stuff. Like, this is going to be a whole world in of itself. Like, the first wave are going to be these lizard Lemurians. And were you at all in on this?
Yeah, this Kickstarter is insane. I mean, if you love Mythic Legions, if you love, like, you know, Sword and Sandals, the lore of like all that type of stuff, this Kickstarter is for you. It has since gone by. It's been funded, but I'm sure you're gonna see these all over the place as well. You'll be able to get your hands on them, and I can't wait. They look like works of art. They look fully posable. I cannot wait to take pictures with these guys. I picked up some water creatures. I picked up the lizards. I picked up the barbarian looking guys that they had. I can't wait. This thing looks so cool. And once again, coming back to the community, like Nikki Nicole's painting these things, like these are all like a work of art from all these different creators. And I love backing this type of stuff. Oh, I can't wait to get these on my shelf, dude.
Same.
It's so cool.
I'm not sure if this was the same video, but maybe there's one that shows off the. There he is. So these haven't even been solicited yet, but that's what's next are the dwarves. So we're getting. They showed him before, but this is kind of like a more clearly like developed. That I haven't seen before. That's sort of back for this guy. So they're doing it, man. If you've looked at went to the Savage Crucible website and just looked at their concept art, you know they've got a backlog of things that they want to do and bring in the toy form. This guy, so this will be coming in. This was on the Kickstarter, but it's, I want to say wave 2 maybe. Same with this one. So I believe wave 1 should be coming pretty soon. Like, I'm assuming before the summer. So look out for those, folks.
This is the one I'm super excited about, the ball and chain.
Frazetta.
Yeah, look like this is the one I could not wait to get, because like you talked with Berserk last episode, you know, the Dark Wolf.
Yes.
This figure was so cool, or is so cool if you like this type of stuff. This Dark Wolf, their first figure that the Frazetta girls came out with, they killed it. So I'm excited to see where this one's going as well, and this will fit really well with these Savage Crucibles. So
100%. Yeah, man, like I said, I'm building out a world. It's cool, man. What's up, Obi-Wan Chingones? ¿Qué pasó, carnal? Saying hello. Savage Crucible is definitely like right there with your Mythic Legions, which isn't quite 7-inch. It's like a 6.5 maybe. So I'm excited for those. What else have we got? Okay, you also shared pictures, and I was like, again, we're like catching a vibe, man, because these folks, what is it? Simple Tricks and Nonsense or something to that effect. Oh my gosh, so bad. Here
I should have studied up, my bad, but yeah, these guys.
Yeah, right Simple Tricks and Nonsense. Yeah, so this was from Legions Con, and they showed up in as full on like Alithia and the Mask of the Red Death cosplay, which is like, man, you know your toy line is rocking when people are starting to cosplay as your characters. So yeah, I mean, what were these things like in person? They look incredibly detailed.
I got to spend time with both of them. They showed me their costumes. Very nice people. But the level of detail that they made these costumes, they killed it. It was so much fun.
Yep.
Alithia is my favorite Mythic Legion figure of all time. So when I saw her walking around, I had to get a picture. It was just super cool to see it like in life, in person, you know. So she killed the costume, and I just had to get a picture, so I wanted to share it with you.
Yeah, and that's perfect because this weekend in Toylanta, they continued with the Legions thing, man. They were Thrace and Scapular, or oh my gosh, what is his? He's got another name I'm forgetting. Is it also Emil? No, it's something like that. But it was revealed to be Scapular. Now I'm doubting myself. But yes.
Thrace.
Yeah,
I opened that figure actually not too long ago. It's great. Look at it once again, just kills it right there.
Yep. The makeup,
so cool.
the armor. This was by N.E.W.S. Thank you. And then we've got Steph Ork, who was a guest here before, Create Girl, sharing their photos. And then we've got let me show you some work in progress stuff. So this was to give you a sense of the work that goes into these things, right? They design and sculpt these things, or in some cases print. They're looking, studying this really closely, trying to capture those details and replicate those details. But then of course it has to be wearable and comfortable. So like there's a whole other layer of design and engineering and tailoring that's going into these things. You can see all of this. It's so great. Like I am in awe of the commitment and artistry in this stuff. And then this was her test fitting before the con. Those contacts are wild.
Yeah,
so cool.
A cool thing too that I've seen is people were taking Thrace's head, they're popping her head off and putting it on Alithia, and it looks really, the skin matches everything. It looks really good. If you guys have those figures,
I'm like, where's this thing that they're doing this test shot, and that door looks crazy. Perfect. Look at that. Damn. This is definitely one of the ones that I'm looking forward to from the Rising Suns wave, especially given what's underneath. But so good. And again, they showed some of the there's his blowgun even. And then again, work in progress, starting traditionally with clay, just carving it in that thing. Emir, that's it. It wasn't Emil. And then they cast it, vacuum form it, and then from there you get into the paint. And then they didn't just do Legions, but they were also a couple of Joes, and this is them striking their the pose from the card back. They were Scarlet and Snake Eyes, which I thought was cool, very cool. And I think there's and then of course, there was, I guess, a whole other thing again. Thanks, N.E.W.S. This was War Duke from Dungeons and Dragons and Bionic 6, if that's a thing that people remember, because I'm a nerd and I do. So that's cool, man. And they were on, I will say, go check out, I should put this in the links, but go check out the Legions Ladies podcast. They interviewed these two, and it was just like just them showing off their amazing stuff. So talking about their story and everything. So
yeah, they're having fun for sure.
That's a thing, man. That's epic work, and they're great. But looking at the time, let's go ahead and move in a little bit more quickly. Just some quick bites before we close out the show. The images that you're going to see probably won't do it justice because this is titled Sasquatch Symphony. It's actually a snippet from a movie that's coming out on April 12th called Sasquatch Sunset by Bleecker Films. It's got Keogh and Jeremy Eisenberg, the guy who played Zuckerberg. Anyway, that's them as Sasquatches, dude. So it looks absolutely wild. In select theaters.
Without the volume on that, like with no context, it's like what?
I will tell
What do
you,
I
with
want?
context, it's gonna make you laugh even harder. It is comedy. It's like it's played for some laughs. And there's a Red Band trailer that I couldn't show you because of stuff. So it seems like they're going a little bit documentary, a little bit in this following this family of Sasquatch. So I'll just throw that out there. Good, thank you. That was the proper reaction, man.
That was great.
Sasquatch Symphony. Sorry, Sasquatch Sunset. So good. Yeah, no, enough said. Let's. I love it. Let's talk photos. Okay, man, NECA at night. This is a punk with toys. Lawrence, hanging out with this guy on Oz's channel last night. We just kind of get together and talk. And he, in the middle of the show, he starts working. A lot of us are working and talking at the same time. He's got his NECA dio, street scene dio behind him. And then he shows us like he's got these lights set up, this light kit that he put
I
together.
like it.
I guess as the show went on, he was just working through it and kind of got it all lit up and then started snapping some shots. And I'm like, man, and these are they're great shots. Like it totally just sets the mood of what you can do with this cool lighting kit. Like, you know, quick glance, you're like, wait, what are these dudes doing outside that hotel? Like, oh, that looks great. Yeah, I saw these this morning and I was like, whoa. That again, it was just like he was working on it last night. And it's so cool to kind of see this turn out. So definitely check out A Punk with Toys. So I'm a little confused. I linked to this one. So here's the deal. Lawrence has two accounts for reasons. He had a little bit of a mix up, but so this exists on A Punk with Toys the second, and then there's also A Punk with Toys. Lawrence has a dope channel. He does Monday night streams too. So, you know, you guys do Monday night streams. I know it gets weird, but cool stuff. And then he does a show on Thursdays, and we hang out on Saturdays in the clubhouse. So, but I love this, man. It's cool to see him playing with his toys, you know, messing with his setup, and then taking photos.
So, Brick, are you showing this? Obviously, because it's cool, but like,
yeah,
is he selling these lights? Like, can you hit him up, buy this kit?
No, he got these lights from somebody else.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and he installed them on his kits, and these are his photos. He's not. This is not
super cool.
I don't have the info actually, so definitely hit him up about the details if you're curious about these. But you know, if you want to make your NECA dio even more spendy, you can go and put lights on it. Moving on.
All I can think about is these guys are getting ready for the next day to go Sasquatch hunting.
Yeah.
Like commercial.
Yeah. So just Fig Snaps, G apps. Just I always follow his stuff, and just occasionally like he gives me my Marvel fix. This is such a great shot of like Quanon being pulled by the angel out of the hand, and love that. Love to see people take advantage of that new angel fig.
I heard it's pretty cool. I didn't pre-order it. I mean, I would love those wings. If they could just like make those wings and just sell those wings, like, oh my gosh, like so many people would buy those.
Amen.
Yeah, I can't. It's just a little too pricey for me at the moment right now, just for one figure. So, but
absolutely,
I just want the wings, honestly. But.
And then one last shot from him, and I know we're coming up on time, but I love this Hulk versus Wolverine.
So cool.
Of course, X-23 Wolvie. This just came out today, and I was like, I got to include that as well. Go check that out, folks, with the links. Let's switch over to Customs Corner. I've been trying to share this for the last couple of weeks, and we've just run out of time. So if I may do this quickly before we go, they took that Hulk figure and turned him into Yakuza, dude. So this is Hakuza. Epic. I love all the work that went into this, and I think he looks really cool. And if you were kind of curious to see some more detail, here's the back tat. It's a different. I forget. I don't track these enough to know which Hulk figure this is, but you can kind of see what they did with tats. That's legit, man. I don't know how he did it, or how they did it, but I don't know if like how they got it on the body, but it looks
Okay.
pretty damn good.
I'm no expert or anything,
Okay.
but
Yeah, break it down. What do you think?
I want to say this is a hot toy. Is
Oh, so it's 12-inch, 1/6.
It's possible. I'm not quite sure. I sold my Hot Toy Hulk a long time ago, but it looks like the level of detail and like how you can paint this on a toy.
That's true.
It'd be like bigger level.
Sorry, I'm impressed by the level of detail on that nipple.
It's
But yeah,
amazing. I can't
but then
believe this detail.
and then can you imagine whatever you paid for that thing and then painting it?
Yeah, right. Well, if creators, they have this vision, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the abilities, and
Yep.
you end up with something like this.
Yep.
That's just phenomenal. It's amazing.
Listen, I know we're creeping up at 6 o'clock, so let's talk about this one last dude, because that's what's up. We are gonna talk about you, buddy. What is
Me?
yeah, what do you got going on? We already did we kind of preloaded it. We talked about our toy present and our future. But you're now of course you're doing the Collection Nexus. This is sort of closing out the Brick Something N.E.W.S Collection Nexus collab. The last 3 weeks we've had you guys on here. But you do other stuff too.
Thanks so much for having us all on here. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's just great hanging out with you. And you're going to be on our show pretty soon here as well. But
you're going to have to remind me. But yes.
Yeah, I got you. I got you marked down. But yeah, this is me. I'm just a collector, just having fun, just taking pictures and posting whatever is fun to me. So
great photos, man. And I appreciate your variety too. Like I don't see this I dig that.
I want to my collection is so vast, right? We all have these collections that just have a little bit of everything in it, and I just want to encapsulate just a little moment of that figure or where I'm at. Like what I like to do personally is I love just taking my toys outside.
Yeah,
I want to find a cool location and try to get like the lighting right on it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just want to have fun. So this is me. I'm just outside playing around with toys and taking pictures wherever I can, and that's basically what you'll find on my Instagram, other than like, hey, maybe some cool figures I'm looking at or some drops, some dinosaurs or news or something like that. But most of the time it's just me just having fun out there. So
it's awesome. Yeah, you're great stuff, man. I love your shots, and so cool.
Well, thanks.
And then,
I mean, it's a learning process too. Like I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know. I'm just amateur at it. But every once in a while, you catch a cool scene and have a pocket figure on you and snap a picture. Who knows?
It's perfect. Look at that with the sun going down. And then you also helping out. You help sort of get folks. Are you still helping out with Chatmigos and stuff, or?
So yeah, I was doing Chatmigos for a while. Since the Collection Nexus has started.
I'm just kidding.
Since we launched the Collection Nexus, I have taken a step back from Chatmigos.
That makes sense.
I'm focusing more of my efforts on the Collection Nexus and what we're doing over there. So
that makes
sense. You guys
can
stop by. Our show's at Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific. I know it's late. I know the East Coasters are bummed, but it is what it is. We would like to do some other shows at other times to get East Coasters on. There's a ton of East Coast boys that I would love to have on our show and talk to them about, but like you've already covered in your past shows, it's just basically what we cover. What our formula would be is our archive figure, our present recent pickup that we want to show off, and pre-order to show you guys what's up, and then also talk to our guest and get to know them a little better. And I think a lot of it, the cool part about it is like that archive, like seeing what these guests pull up and like, this is what got me started. This is it right here. And the story behind that is really enthralling. I love hearing all about that. So that's what we do over there. We're trying to focus on that. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I really like the formula, or what you're calling sort of the formula, the structure.
Yeah.
We get these guests on. Yeah, we get to learn about their background, who they are, but then also it's kind of like, what are they looking at and what toys are they ordering? So this is going to be your 4th episode, because I remember the first one didn't have a guest, right? Yeah, so
correct.
The first was with Adam. The first guest was here with Adam Van Winkler. And then last week was with Machu, who when we were on, I was like, Machu, and then I realized that, wrong Machu. But yeah, it's cool. They're both great. They're both wonderful Machus. And so we got Customs by Machu. It was awesome to see his collection and talking sort of what he's got going on. And then tomorrow, not Silver Surfer exactly, but we've got Norn Radicals. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I had to get Norn Radicals on. He's been one of the OGs in the community for a long time. Great guy, and he clipped together our intro, and he did a killer job. So I can't wait to talk to him about it. And that'll be tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Woo! So tomorrow, 8 p.m. The link is in that link down there, bit.ly/ Brick Something News, capital B, capital S, capital News. And then, of course, there is that QR code, because that's what's up. That's what you need to do. That's how you need to start your week. Don't get mad at me, Lawrence. Let's have folks watch the Collection Nexus tomorrow. Actually, there you go. Lawrence goes on for like 3 hours. So you can watch a little bit of Lawrence, jump over 8 p.m., then they're done, and you can listen to Lawrence yell at you for a good hour and a half more. So, hey, man, thank you so much. I know it's Sunday. We got the week ahead of us, but I appreciate you taking the time to head over here, and I'm looking forward to jumping into the Collection.
Heck yeah.
That is.
I'm excited, bro. Hey, thanks for having me on it. It was a lot of fun. It's always a good day talking toys, so thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Follow me on Jurassic Jesse on Instagram if you like what I do, and check us out on the Collection Nexus.
Cool. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Have a great week. Check out those links. Appreciate you all. Boy, peace, power.